Hello everyone and welcome to Test Race 2 for ACSL. Now, we're going to take you to live pictures in a moment. We still have a few more minutes to go for practice. We should have already been racing, but a lot of things have happened and that's exactly what we're going to talk you through now as well. But it's great to have your company first of all, late. But we're still going to be able to provide you with some amazing action with an even bigger grid and an even chaotic format, as you can see right now on screen. So we'll let you quickly just read the format, but don't worry, we're going to take you to live pictures very, very shortly. And we're actually going to do that for you now. So this is practice. This is, at this stage, practice. Right now you are seeing, we're just going to have to lower the volume slightly, just to make sure that you are able to hear me. Just let me know how the track audio is. In comparison, as of course we've had to, well, we have different cars. We had the Mazda last time. We've got these Legends car this time around with, of course, different sounds. So some are louder, some are not. So of course that needs to be adjusted. As you can see right now, you've got Dante, who is at the front of the field. Jason Declin, our winner from last time out in the test race, 3 tenths, very nearly 3 tenths behind. But now, I think it's the perfect time. I think it's the perfect time to talk you through what we have seen and all of the drama that's been going on. So, we were supposed to get going at 7 PM Central European time. We actually decided to have 1 extra hour of practice like last week. So, basically, it should have been 6 PM. But we couldn't get going at 6. We couldn't get going at 6:30. We couldn't get going at the original practice start time at 7. 7:30, and then we were supposed to go racing at 8, and we didn't get racing at 8 as well. So it just shows you what sort of day it has been. And then finally 8:15, we do have cars out on the circuit, so they have practice. We were supposed to actually go at 8 for 20 minutes of practice, but that didn't end up happening at all. So we are just right now ticking down. So we were meant to have a little bit of practice, but in the end, it was even shorter. We've had some server issues, so we've finally got cars out there on the road as well. And you've got Dante, as I mentioned, at the front of the field. I believe Jason Declin has had a moment on the circuit, and he's off the road. He is off the road and straight into the pit lane, along with Margie. You can see a lot of them are actually at this stage in the pit lane, but yeah. It's been something that we have been waiting for so long, and finally, as we cut over to Dante, and we weren't able to see a spin. Just for information, Dante is Donek from last time around. For any of our viewers who joined us last time for the race at Zandvoort, we are currently still seeing a lot of returning drivers, but we're seeing lots of drivers who we didn't see last time out racing. And, well, I think it's time that we actually talk you now through what is actually happening. We've got a 5-minute qualifying coming our way. Once this, 1 minute and 35 seconds go by. We've got a 5-minute qualifying coming your way, which will set the grid for the first race, and then the first race will set the grid for the second race. Both 15 minutes, but in terms of the first race, the results of it, we flip it fully over. We reverse the entire grid. Even the DNFs, we basically flip it all up and we get our grid. So that's how that is going to be going. So it's going to be a chaotic race 2. Race 1 I think race 1 will be chaotic as well. I'm not saying that. Race 1 will be chaotic, but race 2 is where you're going to get a lot of the chaos. Around this tight street circuit, you've got cars that you're having to drift around through every single corner of this circuit. And it means that you've got lots of driver prowess coming in, and I believe that's Victor who went round, as you can see on the timing page with the red on his name. So he went round momentarily, and I'm actually going to try and get my live timings up. I know, of course, due to all of these technical issues, it has been slightly hard to get a hold of things, but it was an incredibly long hold. And, well, of course, delighted to be here as usual as Jason goes to the front of the field. Delighted to be here with you as usual, but extra delighted today to consider the fact that we possibly could not have even been racing. So at least we're here. At least we are getting the action that we have been promised for a week, and it's been something that we have all been looking forward to quite a bit. So I really, really hope that we are able to get a good race coming our way. Now, live timings do not work for me, so I'm going to have to manage without them for this session. As we currently see the drivers take the checkered flag. So Jason's in the pit lane, so is Dante. They end the session 1 and 2, the practice session. So this session isn't really representative. They were also practicing before the official practice session, a lot of them. So they've all been able to get laps in, loads of laps in. I was looking at some of the data yesterday. Quite a lot of laps. I think it was 1,500 off the top of my head, something like that. So quite a lot of laps being logged. I have to say I was a part of a few of them, because I like to go around the circuit and get a few laps in. So I set a few of them, but it was the rest of them that was setting most of the lap times. Victor is disconnected from the session. Here is Mardu then, making his way up towards the line, also trying to make an overtake at the same time. And it's a 52.588 for Mardu, as he will make his way over the line then, and we're just waiting for the rest of them to come over the line. You've got Ryan Forth, Mizrak, I should say, Billy Noble, and then Gingeru, Ben, Smokey, Goose, Tibbs, Natto, and then we find ourselves with Adam in 13th. Adam will be looking for a better race this time around. Of course, I remember last time it was a race to forget. It was a race to forget for Adam. And then we have Cinderella, Always Gaming, and Victor as well. There, as we now have the 1 minute countdown on. We have the 1 minute countdown on as we prepare and get set to go racing. Do let us know in the live chat if now the sound is all good with the track sound, if anyone was listening in during that session. But now it's the countdown that we are awaiting until we can get a 5 minute qualifying. This is where it's going to get interesting. I don't have live timings as they don't work, but it's going to be fun. It's just going to be trying to keep an eye on everything. It's going to be a timing that will continue to change. We'll update you more and more throughout everything that is taking place. Here we go. Wait for it, wait for it. 10 seconds until we can get this going. And it's going to be exciting stuff as we're about to get the green light. Okay, I just momentarily took the opportunity to test if the sound was all good, and it appears that it is. So that is the positive and great thing for all of us, as we, well, have ticked down to 0. We can't go in the session yet. I'll hopefully be able to do that in a second. Here we go, 5 minutes underway, as we take a look at Dante, who's got a custom livery. He won't have one for next week when we do F1 2005. Really looking forward to that as well. I can tell you that we're going to be able to bring you that next week. Right now though, we are bringing you 5 minutes of qualifying. 15 minutes was tense last time out, so this is going to be even more tense. And immediately into the wall for Dante, and he's immediately into the pit lane, teleporting his way there. Goose also trying to make his way as Dante's disconnected from the server. Goose making his way over the curb. He's back in now as well, as the different drivers go hunting to try and take pole position, and what will be a very interesting 5 minutes of qualifying coming our way. You can ignore my name, of course, on the timing page. That will disappear when we go racing later on. However, right now though, you find yourself with lap times beginning, lap times getting underway. We're watching Mardu, who will now be pushing on. Let's ride on board then. Let's ride on board. Go on board with him at this stage of the session as he rotates his way through these few corners. And you can see directly behind we've got another car that is behind us at this stage. I can also notice that the map has disappeared, which is extremely annoying. So the map seems to have disappeared. We'll momentarily turn that and take that for you to the intermission screen, just for this little part, so I can quickly see if I can get the map back for us as well, which has seemed to have disappeared somewhere. So that's extremely annoying. The map is always helpful, but it seems like that has gone, and it doesn't seem like we've got a way of getting it back. So we'll take it back to live pictures for you, and we'll just have to leave the map for today, which makes it even more harder, considering the fact considering the fact that we don't have any live timings with us. But Mardu continues to make his way through. You can see it is all action behind the wheel at this stage. Smokey to 4th. You've got Gingeru going to 5th position as we continue to see Mardu make his way through as he also gets in the mix. Jason Declin to 2nd position. Dante Spapen to P3. Smokey looks to have had a moment on the circuit, and so is Gingeru. So they both were off the road together. And Smokey will wait for it, he'll wait for it, and then he'll get his foot down. Because, of course, you've got a lot of runoff down there. You've got this part of the circuit which you want to be on, but then you find yourself with quite a lot of runoff. And it basically means that the drivers do have to be careful. We're going to get all action when it comes to that in the race, however. Okay. We have Rai going to P3. We're watching Mardu. And we're seeing whether he can find the time. Ben has had a moment on the circuit, so has Always Gaming. Always Gaming right now currently in 15th position. Ben and Noble are in the pit lane. Tibbs has gone round, and he's gone straight back to the pit lane. Here is Billy Nobles, and there's another car off in the background. There was another car off the road in the background. So everyone's just going to be having to avoid as we see Sindler go back to the pit lane. 0.5 of a second out front between the top 2 drivers in this session so far, as they continue to navigate their way round as well, and that is going to be into the wall for Tibbs. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a trip back to the pit lane. There we go, the expected trip back to the pit lane. Mardu seems like the driver to beat so far. I mean, if he has the pace, he can dominate race 1. He can dominate race 1 all he wants. He can dominate race 1 all he wants. But when it comes to race 2, he's going to have to go from last to first. Do his best Gabriel Bortoletto impression. As you would have seen a few cars just touching the wall there. Any wall riding is not going to be allowed for the drivers. They have been clearly told that. Like, they were told cutting half the circuit last time. They weren't allowed. However, we did see Billy Nobles do that. And then there was a whole joke going on about would he be able to, would he be participating in the season? It was just a joke though. Momentarily it was announced that he was banned. Wasn't really. But yes, they are going to be getting in trouble though if they are doing that. However, let's focus on the circuit. Let's see the lap times over the line. Here is Jason Declin. He's the closest driver to try and take pole position away. The checker flag is flying. And here we go with Jason Declin as he tries to get closer. And he goes ahead! He goes ahead by 75 thousandths of a second to take pole position away. Mardu will have the chance to respond. He is still pushing on this fly lap. It's all action at the end of this 5-minute qualifying session. Can Mardu snatch it back at the end? No! He lost the time that time around. You got Dante in 3rd. What can Rai do across the line? He still has a couple of corners to go. You got Mizrak also pushing on as well. Absolutely incredible stuff by Jason Declin, the driver who dominated last time out in Zandvoort, looking to try and do the same thing again for race 1 at least. As we see Rai continue to make his way through. Goose about to come over the line as well. So is Tibbs. As more and more, and that's all out of shape for Rai. And they're all over the line. So at the end, you've got Jason, Mardu, and Dante the top 3. You've got Ryan 4th, Gingeru in 5th position. What an ending to the 5-minute qualifying session that was, however. We'll try our best to talk you through this race in the best way possible. With limited resources, no map, no live timing. So I've got the same information that you guys all have as viewers. But I mean, I'm just glad. I'm just glad that we are getting a race today, with what was going on earlier on and all of the delays and everything that we found ourselves with. I can see that it's managed to catch a few drivers out as well. But remember, anyone who does retire in race 1, they get the chance to fight back in race 2. Both 15 minutes, both about to come our way. Jason versus Mardu versus Dante. I mean, Dante did put in a brilliant performance last time out as I just teleport myself back to the pit lane. And we'll take a look down on the grid. Is Jason going to be able to hold off the threat of Mardu, can Dante do a third to first like last time? You can see the countdown currently taking place. These are nervy moments for the entire field. This is going to be quite the chaotic race. You've got, well, 18 drivers in the mix. Not including me, I'll disappear in a second. However, I'm glad, Omi, to be broadcasting and taking you through the action. Here we go. Here we go. You can see the 6 red lights on screen. Here they come now. And we go racing for race 1. Good launch off the line for Mardu. He's immediately going to try and beat Jason. They go side by side. Out of the first turn. Slightly wide for Jason Declan. Can Mardu take the lead? No. You've still got Dante in 3rd position. Can the entire field navigate their way through? It is Jason Declan right now, out in front. Mardu, though, has something to say about it. They go side by side. The leading contenders make contact. Dante Spapen is going to be getting a good view of this as we ride on board with him, seeing the top 2 go wheel to wheel. Can he try find a way through? Look at this. Racing already at the start of this one. Jason Declan in P1. Still they go side by side. Still they run wheel to wheel. Jason's got it, though. He's got it for the moment. Can Dante try get involved? Can he get a nose to the inside? You can see that he's thinking about it. He's trying to take 2nd position. Still they run wheel to wheel, and Mardu is going to have it. And that's the challenge these drivers are going to find themselves with. Going on the attack, going on the defense. Here is the drivers at the back of the field. Victor's gone round. He's had contact with Adam. So once again for Adam, it's going to be disappointment for the 2nd test race in a row. Here is Smokey. Can he get past Mizrak? We're going to have so much battles to show you. NATO has lost a position to Ben. So you see NATO in the red liveried 62 car you can see over there. He has just found himself losing out. Jason Declan, however, enjoying himself out there. Jaden has just got past Tibbs. So it might have also been a mistake there from Tibbs. It's getting very close directly in front. Here is Billy Nobles. So Billy Noble trying to get past Hansaru in a few moments time. There's going to be an opportunity now for Billy Noble to fight away by. They will go side by side. Wait for the pink liveried Legends car. Is it going to be ahead? Yes. Billy Nobles makes the move. He gets past. Hansaru doesn't want to give it up, but that'll be surely too wide, and it was wide as predicted. And it's going to be Billy Nobles with the position there, as he'll look to try and push on side by side. This is Mizrak versus NATO, and the position is going to be changed between those two, and it will be in favor of Mizrak. As always, gaming disconnects and becomes a retirement. That's slow. That is slow. And it's going to be Ben who finds himself dropping behind the pair. And look at this. We're going to have a brawl in a few moments time coming our way when they go through to this part of the camera on this circuit. And you can see you've also got Smokey on the back of Ben. Loads of cars not separated by anything at this stage. 12 minutes and 16 seconds to go. These are your leaders. These are the drivers that will find themselves as it stands, fighting away from the back and into the wall, Mardu. And that was surely contact with Adam, and that will be disappointment. That will be disappointment for Mardu. The driver, who was 5/10 away from the lead, finds himself going round after you had contact for the drivers at the back, so they went from the pit lane. As Ben's round again, talking about contact, I think NATO's off further on down the road. And my word, is it turning into chaos. Ben's out of the race. We still got a race to come after this. And is that going to be contact? And you're also going to see a spin round. You've got Jaden going round, you've got Tibbs going round, and both of them trying to take avoiding action. As they will resume the battle now, and it will be Jaden who gets ahead of Tibbs. We knew it was going to be more chaotic than last time. I think if we look at the size of the grid, it was always predicted. Is there another moment for Adam? Yep. Adam will be hoping that he has a better time of things when we actually get to the proper racing. Of course, these are still test races as we try to decide what is the best machinery to use. We've got F1 2005 coming next week. My word, is everyone excited for that. That will be exciting. That will be fantastic. Really cannot wait. Well, the battle that we were going to get at the front seems to have separated now, of course, with Mardu going into the wall. But he will get the chance to strike back. He'll get the chance to fight back. There's Goose round. And going through is Billy Noble at this stage. You've got NATO trying to also force the error out of Gingeru. But don't worry. Stick with us, everyone, as we still have... Oh, big contact! Big contact! Well, we do have big contact for you, and that is that Adam going round. Yeah, Adam involved in more contact, and it is really turning into the race that we predicted. Goose gets past Gingeru, who's massively dropped down. As into the wall goes, we see it going into the wall. It's all chaos down the start-finish straight. As you've got Adam in the mix once more. So, that also must be Cinderella who went round. As we take a look at him now, here's Billy Nobles. Here's some proper racing for you. We've showed you multiple contact. Now we've got Billy Noble going wheel to wheel and getting past NATO. Great switch between those two. NATO all out of shape on the exit. Here's some more battling for you. And some very close battling as we're very nearly 3 wide between these three. The camera was doing it justice there. That is for sure. That's super late. That's super late for Tibbs as he tries to get in the mix. And it is a hard race to follow this because you've got multiple cars. You've got multiple cars out there on the circuit who aren't in the same race as certain people. Some people are lapped down. And, of course, you can't really... We didn't have time to learn liveries in the commentary box either, due to basically no practice that we were able to get. And into the wall. Well, that's Adam, I think, once again. Definitely learning that livery with the day that he is having. We've got 7 tenths in it in the battle for second place. That isn't the leader that's directly in front. That is another car who hopefully won't get in this battle. As these two... no, he's gone off. That's Adam, once again, who's gone off the road. As Mardu tries to make a comeback. Tries to fight back. Another car off the road. That's going to be another contender who finds himself off the road momentarily. And now there's the opportunity. We go wheel to wheel in the battle for second place. Can Mardu take the position which he would have been after, which he would have been disappointed? And he's making his way through as we look to see who's ahead. It's Mardu who gets past Dante Spapen and the driver who was a contender for the win, who had the lead momentarily even, but hit by a back marker. And now he's trying to make a comeback. While he may not even be able to win this race, he doesn't want to close this gap here. He wants to show what he was capable of as Dante gets it all out of shape. But with this machinery, sometimes when it's all out of shape, it is normal because that's how this car is supposed to be. And is that... Oh, Billy Noble and NATO have gone off the road. So that's NATO who goes off in the red livery, and you've got Billy Noble in the pink livery legend car, who's also found himself off. Good luck to the editor, I have to say, in terms of getting all of the action in. You may have to just upload the entire race at this rate. Oh, it's really turning into one of those. Is that a change once again in second place? Wheel to wheel, and Dante momentarily got there, but he found himself off. And is that a moment for Rye? Yeah, he's off the road as well. There, you can see it from a far away camera angle. And Goose, Ginger, we go wheel to wheel. Further up, you've got NATO and Billy Noble continuing the battle as well. So we've got a bit of action to show you in the mid-pack. Billy Noble is going to be close with NATO. And NATO is going to be fighting his way possibly to the position in a few moments' time. I have to actually apologise to NATO for not pronouncing his name right. I saw in his I saw in the description of his video that he uploaded of his race POV about the pronunciation, and then we joked about it when I messaged him as well. And yeah, quite a lot of fun talking with some of these drivers as well. A lot of them very kind. And also great at racing, as you can see that some of them are providing right now. Goodness me, is this a never-ending story? Because still, the battle for P7 goes on to a point where we have a 15-minute race. We very nearly completed 10 minutes of it, and it's nearly a 20-second gap ahead. Ginger is going to get involved in a few moments' time. Ginger gets out of Billy Noble. Can he fight a way through on Nato as well? Wait for it, wait for it. He's going to come through your picture now. He's going to send one to the inside. He's got to be careful as we see Adam find his way to the wall once more. Will he rejoin into the part? Very nearly into the part. And is that a problem? Is that an issue? Yeah, Jin goes round. As Hanzu gets past Tibbs. This is really that type of race. We predicted it. And I mean, race 2 could be even more chaotic. We're literally flipping the whole grid around. We're flipping the entire grid around. That'll be the switchback move from Ginger, who gets past in contact between the two drivers that have put on a show today. Billy Nobles and NATO make contact, and that's a change for the lead. Jason Declan loses the lead, and now 3 seconds ahead is Mardu, and these back marker cars are making such a difference. They're making such a difference right now at this stage. We've got Dante going round, we've got Mizrak going up to the position, and another spin for Dante. Another spin for Dante, as we see Rye get through. And at this stage, some drivers are going to be getting a better position when it comes to the reverse grid race that is coming our way. Goodness me, what is this race starting in? I mean, we predicted as we see another incident in the background. We see another incident, and there is Adam once more into the wall. And Dante, oh, another moment, he's off the road, and he's got a 7-second gap to Smokey, which could close in a few moments. You can see it's 1.6, it's 1.1, it's ever decreasing. He'll be the driver now on the charge. Here he is, the number 23 to the side, trying to attack the only driver who's got a custom livery at this stage. And you can see, taking the wider line, hoping to get the power, the traction down off the corner. It is 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go for race 1 as NATO gets past Goose. Goose and NATO battle their way through. Can NATO go the long way around? Can he do it? That's the question. Tibbs has gone off. We'll take you back though to the proper action on the circuit at the moment. And NATO managed to get past. He was all out of shape. Goose will try and he'll get his chance to respond. And that could be a better line. No, Goose wasn't able to capitalize on it as Tibbs retires. Well, this is going to be well, race 2 is going to be exciting later on when we just fully flip this grid. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be every detail, every adjective you can find to describe it. And is that a moment for Mizrak to see him lose the podium at the end? Rye's going to be getting there. They have to try and navigate. It's turning into an obby now, where they have to try and dart left, dart right to avoid all of this traffic that is in the way. Here is Mizrak. Here is Mizrak, as he will hope that is a moment for Rye. And the thing is, around this circuit, it's a short circuit. You're coming over more and more cars who don't have the same pace as you. More and more crashes where drivers are teleporting straight to the pit lane. A bigger grid. You may have the pace. You may have a pace by... You may have the pace by miles. You could have Jason's pace from last time. But even if you're dominating this race, there is a chance you're going to get hit at some point. Because you've got so much gas. And right as I say that, to the left, to the right of screen I should say, we saw a car going momentarily round. You've got 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. And Mardu on his way. Unless Jason Declan can snatch it away at the end. And it's not over till it's over. There is huge uncertainty in this race. All I can tell you is, race 2 is going to be frenetic on the evidence of this. Short street circuit, Legends Ford cars, and a fully reversed grid. Goodness me, we're about to get all of the action in the world to start 2025. And yes, hope everyone did have a very great new year. I believe there was a moment, and Mizrak will take the final spot on the podium. as Rye loses it, and oh, being hit, Rye gets hit, and that will just cause as Dante's going to try and go to the inside, and he's not actually battling with Rye at this stage. He'll battle it with Rye in a few moments, but he's trying to just get past a back marker car, so this is not for position. And look at this! Look at this! We're in the final moment of the race, and Jason Declan is closing in! This is critical! 0.6 of a second as these two do battle for the lead. And look at this! Marju is ahead. Can Jason get through on the back marker car? That will be critical. Can he get past the Legends car there? It's now 1 second. Marju trying to be on his way to take victory as well. And the question is, will he be able to do it? As we see, Dante get ahead of Rye. Gingeru drops down at the end as he makes more further contact, and there is quite a lot going on this circuit. This is the final lap of the race. Marju has got a gap. It's all chaos behind. Was that Jason Declan? Yeah, that's going to ruin any chance. Oh no, Marju's been hit. Marju gets hit. He still crosses the line. He still takes the win. He takes test race 1 here at Highlands Short. Absolutely incredible. And it's going to be Jason Declan in second position. And my word, I had to be careful of what I said in that race, because I may have been wrong in a few seconds. I didn't know whether Marju was going to win. I was also waiting for the timer to go down. Mizrak will take third, Dante, then Rye, and then Smokey. Billy Noble in 7th. Loads of drivers have already taken the flag. That shows you how many, well, how people were on so many different laps. Goodness me. What a race, which went down all the way to the end, and as expected, traffic played a huge part. Well, traffic of course would have played a huge part for Jason to lose it in the first place, and of course Marju to lose it, I have to even say. For Marju to originally lose it, this race could have gone so differently, so differently. It was just pure chaos as we arrive. We arrive at the, oh, I thought it was the Donuts Arena. I think everyone's just coming into the pit lane. I don't think we're getting the Donuts Arena. Oh, actually, are we? Hold on a minute. We've got Dante Spapen making his way through. You can see Donut right to the side of screen. I mean, that's the thing. He's got the ACSL sponsoring. I guess we get to now take a look at this livery. You've got his YouTube channel there as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. He won't be doing one for F1 next time, but great to actually get a little shot of the work that he's put in. So we'll just watch his livery at this stage and enjoy some donuts. Here we go. I would have preferred a bit of a, oh, there we go. I would have preferred a bit of a zoomed out camera, but just to see, just a set of Corsa limitations. Well, we now just look ahead and wait for race 2. So this is the second test race that we're doing, of course. The second test race that we're doing, the second edition of it. We've done the first one for today, which is what, of course, I intended when I called him over the line. The winner, Marju. And, I mean, the thing is, so many different people could have been winners had this played out differently. And clearly back markers didn't want to help or assist the leaders in any bit. So, we, well, have the order with Marju, Declan, Mizrak, Spapen, and then Rye, Smokey Noble, Gingeru, and Natto as well. The order. Now we go for race 2. All over again. We reverse the grid. Going to be fun. We're going to reverse the entire grid. We will see how it ends up looking. My word, am I excited for this after race 1. But yeah, I would prefer a little bit more racing, if I'm honest. I did love some of the battles we got. Noble and NATO delivering some great reel-to-reel action for us. I hope to see a bit more. Counting down, 15 seconds. And then we'll be back into the phase where it's nervy moments for the drivers, where they know that anything can happen, where they may not have the pace but may end up as the winner by the end of it. Here's our grid as we go through, as I will teleport myself back to the pit lane. So we've got about 50 seconds. We'll quickly run you through the grid. You've got Tibbs ahead of Adam, Victor, and then Hanzaru, and then we have Cinderella, Jaden in 6th, and then Goose, Nato, Gingeru, Billy Noble, Smokey, Rye, Dantis Papen, Mizrak, Jason Declan, and then you have Mardu in what will be 16th position, and you'll have Italian AFK as well. Let's hope he's not AFK. I'm sure he will be hoping to be racing with the rest of us. We're ticking down. 17 to go, could be sooner, and the 5 lights are already on our, the 6 lights are already on our screen, and they will start being lit in a few moments time. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights on. We're underway and racing, and immediately into the lead is Adam as Tibbs gives back the time to everyone, and it's going to be Adam who has the lead for the moment. It'll be Victor who is going to be in 2nd position for now, but it was of course a clear jump start. It was a clear jump start. Is there already a spin? Yeah, already a spin from Adam. So it's going to be at the end of it Hanzaru who has the lead. Victor lost it and he's down to 2nd place. Nato in 3rd. You've got right now side by side. Is that going to be into the wall as Jaden tries to make his way through, and he'll try and move up to what will be 3rd position side by side, and that's so close to contact. Jaden gets ahead of Nato at this stage. Billy Noble's in the mix. You've got Dantis Papen going wheel to wheel as we make our way through. Hold on a minute, how has Dantis Papen made his way all the way up to 6th? That is absolutely outrageous stuff. And you've got Mizrak still in 11th. Margie made his way up to 8th. Now 7th. Dante, the star of the start. Last time out, as we see, a battle for the lead. And is there contact? Contact between the top 2. Victor and Hanzaru take each other out of contention. And when they get the power down, who has the lead? It's Dante Spapen. That is absolutely unbelievable. He's gone all the way from the back, all the way to the front, joined by Mardim as well. So Dante Spapen, who would have started low down the order, has the lead already. As we have Mardu joining him at the front, Billy Noble in 3rd, you've got Hanzaru, then you've got Jaden, and there would have been a big opportunity for Jaden to capitalize to try to take the lead, but he wasn't able to do it. Is that the change for the lead, however? Is this gonna be the change for the lead? You can see that Mardu has got a nose to the inside. Can he take the lead? Yeah, he's got there. Mardu takes the race lead. Dantis Papen will want to try fight back immediately as we go on to another lap. And that's a spin. That's a spin. And that's going to be Jaden who moves up. Jaden moves up to 3rd position as Hanzaru drops down. Noble drops down as well. So Billy Noble had a spin there. Mizrak up to 4th. Smokey in 5th. And the reverse grid race delivering as expected. Immediately from the start. The top 2 have to navigate their way past a bit of traffic, but look how close this is. Kicking up the smoke. Into the wall even. Tibbs goes round. Here we go. This is an exciting battle. This is a critical battle. And also closing in. 1.3 seconds. Jaden is closing in as well. Who I have to say was quite impressive last time out. He basically... so the Mazda car had to be purchased by the drivers. And he literally did it when qualifying was basically ending. So he'd never driven the car. He came to the circuit immediately in. And was immediately thrown in on the deep end. And right now, to be fair, he's doing well as well. Out there on the circuit, that's slightly wide for Mardu. These drivers have put in quite a lot of laps. If these two make contact, they still could invite Jaden into the mix. Smokey ahead of Mizrak at this stage. We're focused understandably on the battle for the lead because it's so close, where any form of mistake will be punished immediately. These two pushing each other to the limit, pushing each other to the edge. And is Margie going to be able to get there? Can he find himself to victory? Or will Dantis Papen, who, as I've mentioned, I'm really impressed by his race starts. I have to say I'm really impressed. Impressed me last time going from 3rd to 1st. That was unbelievable. That was absolutely unbelievable earlier to find his job. Also, I'm giving all the credit to Dante, but Mardu as well. Brilliant. Brilliant from him as well to fight his way up there. Timing was critical, I think, as well, in terms of where you could get yourself up to. That was so critical, because you've already got Jason out. And Jason found himself as one of the drivers who was absolutely going to be in contention for the victory. And he found himself out. So he would have really been involved in something on that opening tour. And with this format, it means that it's going to be tricky. We've already seen the leaders have headaches today because of traffic. More will be coming our way. We don't have the map, which it would have been lovely for this type of race to have a map, but with it breaking, it's not really helpful for this. Would have been nice to have it in qualifying, and also just have the live timing in general. Unfortunately, we didn't have it, but would be a good idea to get that data and see what form of traffic could be coming up for these drivers. And as I mentioned, the live timing is not working either. So we basically got the same information. You commentators usually would have a little bit more information when it comes to the race, but I'm seeing the exact same thing that you are. We've got 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go. You've got an extraordinary battle for the lead. And you've got Jaden. No expectation coming into this, just wanting basically to be in the top 10, be in the mix, be in the chaos, enjoy himself. He's doing well. And as I've mentioned, if there is fireworks, then he could get himself to an unlikely victory. It is absolutely not over till it's over. As Adam has another moment. Can Mardu defend for the entire race, or will Dantes Papen have something to say about it? As 53 second lap time just been set by Right, as Goose finds himself all the way to the back behind NATO. Italian AFK, I think, doing very well. We need to give him a little mention. And this is when we get to the traffic. There won't be any traffic for the top two. Will Jaden also be able to get through is the question. You'll hope so, because he doesn't want to have any competition from behind. He wants to be close to the top two, because there could be an opportunity still. But that's the race that we find ourselves in. There's Adam going round. So actually, that must be the top two then heading up towards Adam very shortly. There we go. And now Jaden is stuck behind. So you're going to have two forms of a race going on here right now. So two races in the mix. You've got, of course, and contact! Oh no! Mardu is spun around again! I don't believe it! Mardu gets spun around again! And he's careful, he lets everyone through. Jaden will move up. And that is heartbreaking, that is shocking. Once more, you really have to feel for him, as Mardu will immediately try to take the position back away from Jaden. These two will do battle. But as I mentioned, the back markers are going to play such a part in this. As here we go, with Mardu trying to put the pressure on. So we're going to get a battle for second place at least, as he tries to recover. He tries to chase Dante. Dante's having to deal with some more traffic further up. And then these guys are going to have to do that in a few moments. Different racing lines. The pressure is definitely going to be on for Jaden. Different racing lines being trialed out by the pair of them, as they both try to see which one is the successful one, which one could possibly get them to stay ahead or get ahead. So 7 minutes to go. So basically more than half race distance done. To put into context for you, and now this is the moment where Jaden has to try fight a way through on some traffic. If not, he could be, oh! And he's into the barrier. He's into the barrier. Now he's going to dive to the inside. He'll take the position, but he'll lose out to Mardu in the process. So, I'm unsure what happened there. I think he may have been... Well, I don't know if he was tucking in the slipstream for too long. I'd assume that's what happened. I mean, from the POV we had, we couldn't see much. But what I could see is that he was getting very close, and he wasn't darting to the what would have been right hand side for our, from our angle. So I'm a little bit surprised to see what's happened with that. But I mean, he's still got a 9-second gap. He's still in third. And to be fair, I think Margie would have got to at some point. Now the question is, can Dante Spapen hang on for the final 6 minutes of the race? We've showed you a lot of the leaders, I think. Let's show you some of the other battles that's going on. It's all been happening for the leaders. They've had so many critical moments of the race for them. So we'll show you some other battles going on. This is the battle of 5th. This is between Smokey and Rye and Billy Noble, who put on a show for us in race 1, as I've already mentioned a few times. Your retirements from this are Hanzaru Tibbs and Jason Declan, who also would have been surely a contender for the win had he been in this race. But clearly, I think he had some issues at the race start and didn't have the luck go his way like Dante and Margie would have had. Timing a huge part of who's spinning ahead of you, who's in the way, what sort of traffic do you have. It's always so critical. So, moves going on though. That's Ryan moving up to 5th. Smokey moving up to 6th, or trying to hang on to 6th. As Billy Nobles will try and find a way through. And you can really see the work behind the wheel. With a steering wheel that's invisible for us. A steering wheel that's invisible for us. But it does show us from inside the car of how close we're getting to the walls. Victor's had a moment. Let's see them on the power. I know he's nearly lost the car as Billy Nobles. You've got some traffic up ahead coming our way. You've got a car going massively wide and basically using the entire roundabout by the looks of things from that moment. And that will be the sensible decision to get out of the way and not interfere in this battle that currently goes on between Smokey and Noble, as Ryan now gets the opportunity to pull away. Margie with a 51.8. And that was 1.1 second quicker last lap around as he tries to get the gap down. The gap currently is 1.1 second exactly right now. 1.1. It's exchanging and now it's inside the 1 second. Soon we'll be able to bring you a battle for the lead. Going to be fun. Going to be quite interesting as we are really showing you the work that the drivers are doing behind the wheel at this stage with Billy Noble. And that will be the opportunity that will surely be too wide for Smokey. And when we look off board, he's going to lose multiple places. It was wide, but it was too wide at the end where he couldn't make the corner. And it means that he loses out to multiple drivers there and he finds himself all the way in 9th. This is the battle for the lead now. This is where it gets interesting. This is where the drivers need to hope that traffic is in their favour. Whether that's blocking your opponent or fully even taking your opponent out. I know a lot of these drivers would probably want a fair fight anyway, which is always great to see. But luck sometimes will need to go your way. And look at this. Margie trying to make the move, trying to take the lead. And after contact so many times today, he is darting left, darting right, trying to find a way through, and he's pulling alongside. Marju going for the lead. Can he get to the inside line? The top two go wheel to wheel in the final stages of race 2, and Dante Spapen just trying to hang on at this stage, trying his best. He's been leading for so long, but is this finally the moment for Marju to hit the front once more? Dante keeps his foot in, but Marju hits the front with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Dante sends a lunge. He goes for it to the inside. Wheel to wheel they go. They very nearly make contact. It's so close, and Marju gets ahead. Marju gets ahead. And had they continued doing that, they surely would have brought Jaden into play. Corner after corner of wheel to wheel action. And it was always going to be a crazy battle between these drivers. It was always going to be that way. And in the end, Dante is going to hope that still he can contend. But brilliant work from Marju to first of all keep his head cool, let the traffic go. When he had that moment, when he had that contact, he didn't just rejoin the circuit unsafely. He waited for the chaos in front of him. He was able to navigate Jaden when he had a half spin, and now he's been able to take the lead. He closed the gap in, didn't get too eager, went wheel to wheel. Dante also brilliant defensive work. You could see that he was never going to let it go in the final stages. That's exactly what happened though. What a race what, 2 races we haven't treated to. And it's still not over yet. You still got down to 7 tenths behind. You still got traffic ahead. Can Dante just dart it to the edge? Just take it to another level to try and get himself what would be race victory. It is absolutely still on the line. It's absolutely still on the line. The next lap that we go on to will be our final tour of the race. Here we go. This is the final lap of race 2. And it's going to see who is going to take the win. Marju looking to hang on after a brilliant performance today, to say that he has been hit by back markers. That is exactly though what he has to deal with once more, and it's very nearly costing him again. Could this be the moment? Look at this. Marju has to surely get out of it, and Dantis Pempan has got an opportunity to steal the race lead away at the end. Can he try and force the error? Can he try and force the move? Marju trying to hang on what is our final lap. Oh, they very nearly made contact. Very nearly contact. Dantis Papen gets ahead. He still has to deal with traffic. They still go wheel to wheel, and you're going to see a late dive bomb surely from Marju, who dives down the inside of the end. They go wheel to wheel at high speed. They run wheel to wheel, side by side. Brilliant stuff, and Marju hangs on to it. Dante saw the opportunity, and he made the move. It's going to be so close over the line, but it will be Marju who crosses the line to take the win. He takes race 2, and he beats Dantis Papen by 3/10 of a second. It's a brilliant, controlled podium by Jaden, who knew that he didn't have the pace to fight with the top 2. He kept his head cool, and he just remained in that position all the way through. Mizrak, then Rai, Italian AFK, Billy Noble in 7th, Gingeru, Smokey, Cinderella, Nato, Goose, Victor, and Adam, who has played a major part in today's racing when it's come to how everything has been handled out in front between the leaders. 3 turns over the line, a last lap battle where Dantis Papen momentarily got through. Marju fighting back, taking the place, and it was 3/10, under 3/10. Dante will be disappointed to lose that, but I mean, with Marju, you can't really say much. It's just been extraordinary to have the pace and also to be able to fight back, because while everyone was hit with traffic, while everyone had those issues, he had it twice from the race lead, and he made an amazing comeback. It was a costly one. He found himself even behind Jaden at this stage. He found himself behind Jaden. He was able to find a way by when Jaden had that half spin. Mardu, though, when he went wheel to wheel Dante, those two provided us with so much action. They very nearly came to blows as well. And that is absolutely what you love about racing, and what you love about motor racing when it comes all the way down to the final tour. The final tour which decided who took the victory. And while it may only be test races, winning this means a lot to the drivers. A lot of confidence before we head into the proper season. And well, while last time out was fun at Zandvoort, this one, complete opposite. Fun? Yes, fun. More action, more to keep an eye on. More chaos, more, literally everything. More overtaking, more chaos. It had basically everything compared to last time out at Zandvoort, which it was a good race last time out, but in terms of chaos, this one's definitely taken it, where the viewers can just sit back and know that they're guaranteed some action. And I think we promised you that before we even got racing. We knew it was going to be chaotic. I was surprised when I saw all of the drivers rolling in. I was surprised when I saw all of them just rolling in qualifying, or in practice rather, the last 10 minutes of practice. Well, it is 9:07 in the Central European Time Zone, 8:07 for everyone in the UK as well, and I'm sure it's all different times across the world. But the thing I'm trying to get at, which I will finally tell you, is that we had to wait a little bit extra. We got our reward though, Not only did we have to, of course, had to wait 15 minutes extra for the qualifying to begin, but we wanted to see cars out on the circuit for practice. All of the drivers wanted to get out there. I wanted an opportunity to see how everyone was, but the attendance rocked out once we finally were able to get in the server, and both races delivered incredibly. Well, okay, that is it from the Highlands Legends Car Test Race. It is, of course, Test Race 2 in Season 2. We've had 2 more races for you, and now we are going to be looking ahead to F1 2005 next week. So, please join us for what will definitely be, I think, more great racing. We've had, of course, a lot of chaos today. That was expected with this format. That was expected with the cars and the circuit. All of that combination, it was expected. Next time out, F1 2005, I think we're going to get more side-by-side and proper racing. I really cannot wait for that. So please join us when we do that next week on Saturday. Goodbye.